My name is Cooke Tapia. I was born in Panama originally, and I came to Wales 6 years ago, just about really. I knew I wanted to be an illustrator very early on. I ignored a lot of high school just to draw and read in the corner to the point that my teachers stopped asking me to participate because he's just doing his own thing. But with that dream of illustration, I never knew exactly what it was. I was being lucky. My dad's English. I had a British passport and I just came to Wales because only university who said anything out of 20 I applied to in the UK was Cardiff Met. So I came to do illustration here, and it was completely unexpected. Not at all what I thought an illustration course would be. Again, I thought it was going to be hard skills. Illustration is comics, concept art for games, and that's it. But my tutors actually taught me that illustration, ignore what the image is made out of. Look at what it's saying, and that I think was the most important part of what illustration is. It's an image encountered in a context, and the true illustration happens in the encounter when one person looks at an image and discovers a meaning unique to them. The nature of my business as an illustrator is manifold, really. I mean, there's not one answer to that. There's many questions and many answers. But right now, I've decided to focus on doing illustration as a service, specifically for science communication and conferences and events engagement after the fact. Because what I really want to do in my life is tell stories. I've realized that in the creative industries, you really have to work really hard to get there. But identifying needs and opportunities might be a quicker way to actually get to a comfortable, safe situation where eventually you'll be able to do what you want. So over the years of going to conferences and lectures, I've realized that it's amazing when you're on the event, talking to people, listening to the lectures and that sort of information. But I bet you that a week after you'll either forget everything that it was about, or really, what's the point of wasting all of that money on an event? So as an illustrator, I've realized illustration, drawings, cartoons are a great way to remember information long term, but also people like to engage with drawings in a deeper level, I believe. So what if I could solve that issue of long-term engagement in the conference industry and in science communication through illustration? And there my new business came about, and that is the main idea. The most challenging aspect of working for myself is that I am my own boss, and you have so much freedom, too many options, and you don't. I think it's that quote of nothing's as harder than knowing thyself. I'm paraphrasing, and I can wake up in the morning and decide I'm going to work today or not. Am I going to do this or not? And also my own ignorance. So my challenge every day is making sure that I know what I'm doing, and if I'm spending my time smartly in a way that's actually going to give me short and also long-term benefits. So it's always a juggling act between I need to do this today because I need to hand it in tomorrow, but I also need to dedicate time to developing the systems and the partnerships and contacts that are going to give me a safer pillar to stand on, really. I learned that I'm the only one who can actually get things done. If I don't do it, nobody's going to do it for me. And that's essentially what happened. That's how you do it as a freelancer, as a startup. I didn't do this, nobody else is going to do it for me, and I haven't got money to give it to somebody else. I nearly quit uni after my first year, and that was mostly because I didn't know what the course was about to begin with. I wasn't getting the hard skills I was expecting. The tutors maybe were not good at communicating the ethos, the core mission of the course. Even tried to become a personal trader, but thankfully my dad told me, no, if you do that, I'm going to cut you off, keep going. So a bit of fear to get you going. And then I learned, this course is not, as I said, it's about who you are as a person first, who are you as a communicator, and who are you as a person who can create images, communicate things. And towards third year, when we had to make this big exhibition of our best work at the time, yeah, the stress got too much to me, but I think it was mostly about lifestyle on top of university life. And it did not discourage me to keep working, really. It just made me think, okay, nobody's going to give me anything. I need to go and find the skills, I need to go and find the expertise, I need to ask for help. I was discouraged by my tutors at one point because I had an idea to provide covers for ebooks, because you see the ebook market, they are horrible covers. And he said, no, don't do that, focus on the course. Long term, that was a very smart thing. My skills did develop a lot because I was just ignoring the money. But there is, again, it's all about understanding yourself and how you manage your own brain and your own time. That's entirely possible to make money in the creative industries while you're studying, and that will give you stronger skills to then be able to deal with the panic and chaos that happens after you graduate. Because I've seen it a lot. A lot of people graduate from their BA, the real world's too scary, and they go panic back into masters. So I do say it's a good option to try freelancer here and there, especially in a safe university environment, because that's when you're going to learn the real skills that will then make freelancer easy the long run. It's not for everyone. If you're able to find a job in the creative industries that pays you well, go for it. But to me, freelancing was an option of, I don't want to move out of the city, and I don't want to do what somebody else tells me. Doing Cooke illustrations and selling services specifically in science communication and the event and conference industry has opened a lot of opportunities that were there before. And I created them through just putting my hand up and saying, I'm going to do everything people suggest. I went to meetings with the Arts Council Wales. I went to and started talking to No Fit State when they were doing this big 30th anniversary exhibition. And through those chance encounters, I met the people who introduced me to the people who now advise me full time on how to get my business off the ground. Has my business now giving me financial stability? It's a startup, so there's your answer, and the short and long of it. But long term, I know now that those opportunities are there, just waiting to mature. Having created this network of contacts in Cardiff has actually kept me in Cardiff, because if I had never created the friendships and colleagues here, I would have moved away, because you stay in a place because of the people. But overall, I think staying here because of those networks has given me, I'm just happier here than I think I would have been moving to the big cities or going back to Panama. I did work a part-time job once, that was a couple of years ago, and it was horrible. I hated it because, I am quite lucky to have had some financial stability before that, but I just took it because I just wanted a bit extra. But what it does is, I think a part-time job is great if it's something completely different to what you do as a freelancer. I had an office job, and when I came home to do my freelancer, I would be on the computer doing something very similar. My brain was dead. I hated the company. It was minimum wage. And at one point I realized this is costing me my mental health, my energy, and the money's not even worth it for the amount of time I'm losing from my freelance job, which will pay me more. And a lot of freelancing is your one business. So managing the systems that actually allow you to do the thing you like are the hard days. Doing your accounts, chasing up clients, ensuring that your files are in order. Those are hard days. The networking, a lot more fun. But there is also fighting against the onset of loneliness. You're working alone. And that's crippling at times, because your creativity dies off. You just don't want to do it. And it's managing those low days that I think is very important to learn. And yes, you're gonna feel like you're not creative, that what you're doing is just taxing, you're spinning, you're like a hamster in a wheel forever, and at one point you realize, oh no, I'm a hamster, but I'm dead, and the wheels keep going, I don't know what's going on. It's harder, it's easier, but it's full of joy, because once it happens, when you see that, oh shit, what I've done, it's finished, the project's done, the client is happy, that is a lot more fulfilling than, that one part-time job I had where I never felt part of anything. Mm-hmm. Spreading the word about my services has been hard, specifically because for the longest of time I didn't know what my services were. So I started doing freelancing by saying, I'm just going to do illustration. Only when I realized I'm going to do this one thing, that I realized, oh, okay, the one thing is one service, science communication, events, post-engagement. Excuse me. To think about it very differently. And I'm really happy for entrepreneurship education, both at Cardiff Med and the University of South Wales, that taught me you have to consider who your audience is. And as soon as you put yourself in the mindset of the people you want to sell to, then the marketing starts being a bit easier. If I work on, I give advice to some people, and it is look at entrepreneurship and business thinking as a mental structure to frame your labor, really, because we are creative workers and we are creative businesses. So there's always been, I don't know, growing up, like this idea that art and business are antithesis of one another, and it's not. We need to marry them in a way that's one ethical, two that personally you feel works with you, and for your business, especially for your future customers. And my key advice is go and find an entrepreneurship education and just eat it. Everything you can find, all the free stuff, all the pay, if you can pay for it, don't pay for it. There's free stuff out there. And absorb that, analyze it, and see how it can apply to your specific idea. And then give it a go. And go small. Try small variations of it over and over and over, iteration. Once you figure it out, you can launch it big, nice, gigantic, giant balloon in the sky. I love my work, except when I hate my work. And it's that thing of moaning that I get to draw all day. Is like, oh no, woe is me. But at the same time, it's hard work sometimes. I'm working alone 6-8 hours, sometimes even 13 hours a day doing the thing. So of course I'm gonna get sad, depressed, angry. I think that the work is not going anywhere. I think I'm not fast enough. Did I charge the correct amount? Did people did it? So those questions are gonna hit me. But overall, I'm really happy doing what I do, because essentially I'm doing storytelling and fulfilling a dream that I had when I was 15.